I better look up the topics. I'll be back.
Oh yeah, you can post those in the chat real quick.
Oh yeah, I should. Welcome to Friday Night Party Line. Tonight on the show we've got Chirba. Hey, Chirba.
Hi, I don't normally go first. That deeply weirded me
out. Well, I figured that since it was your birthday, you should go first.
You'd figured that since it was my birthday, you'd just fucking weird me out real bad.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. That's exactly
well, fair
it.
enough.
There you are. Happy birthday, Chirba.
I was about to swing my arm, and then I realized, like, halfway through, I was about to hit the microphone. If I
punch
did,
your microphone.
Like, kind of an arm flap. I'm not sure what was happening.
Now, don't punch the microphone, Chirba. Don't punch the microphone. How are you? What have you been up to today on the day of which you are celebrating your birth?
Well, it's 11 a.m. now. I woke up way late at like 8:30 in the morning and laid in bed until 9. Had some ice cream for breakfast, messed with the dog a bit, and now we're here.
Wait, did you say you had ice cream for breakfast?
Yeah.
Nice.
Fucking salted caramel. It was good.
Ooh. Tasty.
No breakfast.
Yeah.
I mean, being an adult does kind of take some of the impact out of it, because I can just have ice cream for breakfast anytime I want.
Yeah, but I guess that's sort of the perk about it too.
Yeah. It's the pleasure.
No one can tell you no. Well, I mean, they can, but you don't have to listen to them.
Well, I just take the same theory I take with everything else. People might be able to tell me no, but I could probably beat them in a fight.
There you go. Got any special plans for tonight?
Nah. Pretty much just not work.
All right, that's good. That is a plan of sorts.
Maybe get a kebab later?
Yeah, get some kebabs. Get some shawarma. Get all that jazz. Yeah. We also have Scott Johnson. Hey, Skojo.
Yo.
How you doing?
Pretty good. I'm still recovering from a convention that I had last week, ZenkaiCon, which
I was about to say ZenkaiCon.
Yeah, I mean it was successful, but it's like, it's tough when you're at the high level. You're dealing with peeing dogs on the convention carpet.
You're on the high level and you're dealing with peeing dogs. Isn't that what minions are for?
No. Well, it really sucks when it's right in front of you. Emotional support lizards. Angry parents who don't read the schedule and screw up their kid's birthday and then want to blame you for it. You're just like, awesome. Yeah, it was still fun.
You don't want to do that. That's terrible. That's not good. Well, we are here now, and we are here to talk about...
Oh, shit, I need to actually look at the topics again.
Yeah, the topics that are posted in the chat.
Well
we can look
researched.
at those topics. Which topics? Those topics. We have Sumit Kumar. We have Sumit Kumar in the chat. Hey, Sumit. So first thing on the list of topics is well, the U.S. is apparently pulling out of the Iran nuclear deal that we kind of brokered, and apparently we're not in it. We're not going to be in it anymore. Yeah. What remains to be seen is whether or not we're actually going to be pulling out of it or not, because President Trump is rather flighty. The other thing that remains to be seen is whether or not Europe and the other countries' continued participation is going to be enough to incentivize the enforcement, especially in the consideration of the amount of tariffs that we are apparently going to be reinstating on top of Iran. So,
yeah, I mean, it seems like the short term is, it looks like Iran and Israel are just going to start shooting missiles at each other for fun in Syria.
Oh, no.
And Syria's to be like, come on, guys, don't we get enough missiles?
Oh, no.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know.
Oh, no. Iran preps industrial-scale nuke production after U.S. leaves nuclear deal. Oh, no!
Who could have thought that was going to happen?
Yeah, right?
Yeah, that's kind of like calling the sun rising in the morning. That one was pretty obvious.
God damn it.
I mean, fundamentally, the question that everybody should really be asking themselves, whether they supported the deal initially or not, is getting rid of the deal at this point. What does that actually accomplish?
Fuck all, nothing.
Like, if your goal is...
Worse. It makes things worse. That's what it does.
Yeah, I mean, what... It doesn't stop. I mean, they're just gonna start up their
missile program again.
Like it. And what are we gonna do,
guys?
Go to war with them? Great. That's what we need.
Great.
Iran isn't like Iraq, where we like decimated their military a few years before, and you know, it's not like we're just gonna be able to go in there and everybody's gonna be like super happy that we're doing that.
Nope.
Just, I don't know. And the worst part is a deal like pretty much tells, like, they're like, oh well, the people will rise up. Well, the deal was brokered by the moderates in the Iranian government, who we just effed. Like, we pretty much just told them, like, oh, can't trust the United States.
Yep, which only provides fuel for the more fundamentalists and radical elements in the government.
Well, to be fair, they should have known that trusting the US under a Republican administration can be a dicey proposition if you're a brown person.
Yeah. I was really hoping to being able to go and visit at some point in the next decade. Damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was looking like things would be a little better.
There's two problems there, Vic. The first would be getting in the first place. The second would be, if you got in, getting back into the US.
Well, that's why I said at some point in the 10 years. Because I'm a full-fledged US citizen. I don't think I'd have a problem getting back in. It's
that's what a lot of
there.
US citizens have said.
It's the
Turns
getting
out no.
It's the getting there that's the problem. Yep.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, North Korea is not on our list of topics, but
I should have put that in there. Yeah,
kind of weighs. You know, we're a few weeks out from the summit in Singapore between Kim Jong and Trump, and it's kind of interesting because if you think about it, like, they're definitely not going to want to give up their program. Like, why would you want to give that up at this point?
But then they come out and said that they're going to denuclearize. They're looking towards making steps of denuclearizing the peninsula. Which, okay, they're saying that, but
they've also done this. Like, they've also offered to denuclearize like 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing that's really weird with the news. Like, only half the news is going like, oh, by the way, like, we've been here before, and it has not gone the way we wanted it every time, or they've backed out the deal, or they've...
Every time.
Yeah, or they were violating it pretty frequently. Like, it's like, okay.
Can we not forget those?
And it's not like it's the first time that we've had hostages released, you know, or prisoners like that. That's like the easiest thing for North Korea to do: snatch a few Americans or Korean Americans and hold them, and then you can give them up whenever you want as a a concession.
Goodwill.
Yeah, yay! But I can't imagine what we would have to, what they would want from us to get rid of their missile program. Like, it just seems to me like...
Getting rid of all the tariffs, probably.
Well, I like withdrawing from the peninsula completely.
Yeah.
Like,
take our missile platforms and skedaddle. No more war games with South Korea.
Oh yeah, not gonna happen.
Yeah, never gonna happen.
A united Korea. Yeah, I just don't... I don't know.
Sure.
I mean,
well,
it's just...
To be fair, they do kind of want a united Korea. It's just united under North Korean rule.
Yeah.
Right.
And yeah. And well, you know, to be fair, I don't know if South Korea really wants North Korea to mesh back in with it.
No.
Because that would be like...
It will be a process, because otherwise you're basically just accepting a massive starving populace.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That is one of many issues if we're being real here.
I don't know. People are like trying to be. I mean, the headlines are surprisingly optimistic, and
of course
I feel like
they are.
I feel like there needs to be a little bit more caution from
everybody.
People.
Wants good news right now.
We're like so desperate for like a win, right? Like,
please.
Like, okay, maybe it will work. Maybe we'll. I mean, and the thing is the way foreign policy sometimes works is it might work. Who knows? But it could also work and then have like tons of long range horrific
consequences. Yeah. Oh no. Well,
I don't know.
I just put down my urge to make a joke about full life consequences. Stupid old memes.
Yeah, old memes. Old memes are great. Speaking of memes go on social media. Who else is on social media? Donald Trump. And what's he do on social media? He bullies people. And guess what the First Lady just started?
She became a men's rights activist online, right?
Oh, wouldn't that be hilarious? No, FLOTUS just started in so every First Lady has some sort of initiative they go after. For Michelle Obama, it was Get Up and Move. Nancy Reagan was big on the anti-drug bit.
Famously, one might even say.
Very much so. First Lady is apparently pushing for anti-bullying. She's saying bullying is bad, especially on social media. You shouldn't do it. It's a bad thing. Tut tut. The irony of this escapes basically no one, except for apparently the White House, which is just.
It may have escaped them too, considering that the pamphlets are basically just broadly copied from an Obama-era pamphlet again about internet safety and cyberbullying.
Well, yeah. I mean, she wants to she wants to follow in the footsteps of a very successful First Lady, right? I mean,
Well, to be fair,
it's flattery.
I suppose. I mean, it's better than nothing. I guess.
I mean,
if that's the bar we're setting.
From what we see in incidental photos and things like that, Melania does at least get on better with the Obamas than
her own husband.
I was going to mention the part.
I was just going to leave it as her husband, because then it leaves it ambiguous as to whether I mean than her husband does or with her husband. But would have been funnier that way. So let's hold this joke down and just slaughter it completely.
Stop! It's already dead. When questioned about it, the White House press secretary basically dodged the question.
That goes without saying.
Oh yeah. It's a bit ridiculous, but maybe some of those pamphlets will come across the desk of the Oval Office. Who can say?
Would it matter?
Would it matter? I don't know. I'm not sure it would, but hope springs eternal. I presume.
I have kind of like nothing against an illiterate president, but I mean, it's probably not good.
Yeah.
I mean, Mr. Trump, I implore you, pick up the phone, dial through a fucking 1-300-65506, man.
And that number goes to where?
The Literacy and Numeracy Hotline. Don't you know?
Is that so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Did they read
1306-55506. Anyway.
What do they do on that line?
I don't know. I never called it. I can fucking read.
They like read you the paper or something that you need.
No, as far as I know, it's a service for learning, like getting assistance to learn to read and write and do with arithmetic and such.
Gotcha.
Okay. Sure.
So, while we're talking about Trump still, like the stories that are coming out like right now that are pretty hilarious are Gary Cohn and all of the companies that were paying him for.
Oh yeah, that are now furiously backpedaling.
Oh my gosh, it's just like it was like hilarious this morning to see. What was it? Was it AT&T? That was just like, we made a mistake. Like. We didn't think this through. Like Novartis was like, we hired him, but we had to pay him for a year because our contract. But it was like $100,000 or something a month, and he was just like, did nothing for them, and they were like, yeah, it was a mistake. Whoops, our bad. And you're just like, for real? Like, how can I get this $100,000 to do nothing?
How can I get $100,000 a month by mistake?
Yeah. Oh, man, gotta sign the right contract, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Or at least, you know, pretend to be something you're not. Maybe that'll help. like some high-profile attorney representing a president, perhaps.
Oh, sorry, Mike Cohen. I said Gary Cohn, which is...
Yes, you did.
I believe the Treasury Secretary?
Former economic advisor.
Ah, yes.
Yep.
Yes. I meant Michael Cohen.
The irony is that Gary Cohn is actually very strongly against tariffs.
Yeah.
Oh, and he only recently left the White House.
Yeah, when they were like, we're going to go tariffs. He's like, I'm out.
No. Nope.
I love the headlines on this story are so great. They're like, firm tied to Russian oligarch says Michael Cohen was a disappointment. He couldn't bring in the volumes of introductions that we wanted.
Oh, well. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I know, right? I mean, in one way, he was taking a lot of money from people. On another hand, he wasn't really doing much for any of those people.
Sounds like the Trump College.
Ding. Oh, man.
It's the easy hits.
He's going to jail.
Yeah. Gary Cohn is going to jail. Wasn't there like the first indictment?
Michael Cohen.
Gary Cohen's probably an okay guy. Mike Cohen probably going to jail. Wasn't there the first indictment? The first sending people to jail?
Well, there have been indictments, but they haven't. They haven't put Flynn. They've been pushing Flynn's trial back. Mainly because I figure they're just trying to get more information or use him in other stuff before they actually sentence him. Oh, they did sentence one guy, didn't they? I don't remember. It was
I thought they did.
Yeah, I'm forgetting. Anyway. But yeah, fun times.
Lawyer sentenced in Mueller probe reports to prison. Here we go. Dutch lawyer who pleaded guilty to lying to investigators examining Russia's role in the 2016 presidential election has reported to a federal prison to serve out his sentence. Alex van der Zwaan, 33, arrived at the FCI Allenwood a low security prison near Allenwood, Pennsylvania. Sentenced last month to $20,000 fine and 30 days in prison. Glad they really threw the book at him.
Well, he was like some minor figure that no one even knew about, but apparently they interviewed him and he lied, and they were just like, well, you don't even have... He's like, you don't even have any useful information.
You lied? Get in the prison.
Yeah. I think he was more of a message to everybody else, like, dude, we're serious.
We will send people to jail.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully, yes, actually.
Yes. All right, moving right along. Where were we moving right along to?
Oh, dear.
Moving right along in search of good times and good news. Ah, here we go.
You spelled McCain wrong in all the notes.
I did, but I fixed it in the YouTube description.
And also,
So-
Tesla's chief of engineering, Doug Field, is taking a break from the company, and sources say that it is a conscious uncoupling, however you'd like to take that.
From what company?
Tesla.
Yeah. Oh, Tesla. Okay.
Yes.
A conscious uncoupling.
Or in other words, he's GTFOing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's enough about that, because there's not much more to that story that I actually have that's worth saying. So
Yeah. So apparently, Special Assistant Kelly Sadler made the derisive comments. This is about the White House mocking McCain's cancer, saying during a closed door session meeting of about 2 dozen communication staffers. About McCain's opposition to President Trump's nomination to CIA director, Gina Haspel, Sadler said, "It doesn't matter. He's dying anyway."
damn.
No.
I mean, like,
Yikes.
yeah, but damn.
Damn. To that end, McCain family has since responded. Dang it! Where the hell is it?
Cindy McCain,
had
I
it.
believe, right?
McCain's wife.
Yep.
Yeah, Cindy. Who is
Cindy?
turns out, a badass drift racer.
Megan. Oh, Megan McCain's the daughter.
Yeah,
Really?
Megan's
What?
daughter. Yeah.
Yeah, Cindy's the wife.
She's a
Megan-
drift racer?
Well, Cindy is, yes, not Megan.
Oh.
Yeah, she drives a hot pink Corvette.
Oh, that's right. I'd forgotten about her hot pink Corvette.
Yeah.
Anywho,
But,
Megan
I mean,
McCain.
like, she actually like drifts, not like
Yeah.
Ford Mustang coming out of Cars and Coffee drifts into a fucking crowd.
Right. Megan McCain, Senator McCain's daughter, addressed the White House aide, asking, how is it possible she's still employed in the administration? Quote, so first what I just want to say is don't feel bad for me and my family. We're really strong. There's so much love and prayer and amazing energy being generated towards us than anything negative at all. The other thing is I want to say is, Kelly, here's a little new flash. This may be a little intense for 11 o'clock in the morning on Friday. We're all dying. I'm dying. You're dying. We're all dying.
Technically speaking, you're not actually dying until you hit about 26 and your cells start to die off faster than they can be replaced.
Well, I think she is.
Probably.
Probably. Yeah,
she's my
and
age.
let's see. ... And whatever you want to say in this kind of environment, the thing that surprises me most is I don't understand what kind of environment you're working in where that would be acceptable, and then you can come to work the next day and still have a job.
Yeah, it does seem like a pretty clear-cut case of workplace harassment if it was any other job.
Or at the very least, bad enough of a PR incident that the person gets shit canned. Right? Am I, I'd say that they should get shit canned.
I mean, yeah, but also the guy saying it was a white guy, so...
White lady was a... Unless Kelly's... I don't think I've seen many people... No, Kelly is a woman. Kelly Sadler is a woman.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I mixed her up with another politician who I think said something awful about John McCain previously, but I
Pretty
think
much.
that might have been the last time when he was going into hospital.
What happened to John McCain being the golden boy of the RNC? What happened to that?
He doesn't like Trump that much.
Let's see. He lost.
Yeah, I suppose.
And then, yeah, he's against Trump, or not against, he's been like a thorn in their side.
He speaks out against Trump.
Yeah.
He doesn't do much about it, but he speaks out. And to a party obsessed with political perception and image, which, to be honest, is pretty much every party that's competent, that is a pretty dire fucking thing.
Let me just say one thing. He stopped Obamacare repeal. He did. I mean, guess what? He's a Republican. He has a bunch of views that, I don't agree with. But he didn't like how the Obama repeal was going through, and he voted against it. So, you know, you give him a lot of shit. Like, a lot of people are like, oh, well, he was, you know, all these other scandals and stuff he was involved in. Well, you know what? Occasionally, he tosses a vote the right way. And you know what? I'm always going to be pro somebody voting their conscience occasionally, at least sometimes. Because there's plenty of politicians that never Rand Paul who, like, say they're going to do one thing and then immediately buckle. Whereas McCain is just willing to sometimes just be like...
Yep.
I think one of the moments that I remember most about Rand Paul is
when
he supposedly went on I think it was 12 or 13-hour filibuster against Obama's drone strikes. And people are like, yeah, he's against drone strikes. He's with us on the left. He's a good guy. And it turns out that the reason that he was against drone strikes is mostly just because he doesn't agree with foreign intervention. He still wanted to use drone strikes against, and I quote, I don't know, people who are robbing liquor stores or something.
Remember, this is the same family that decided that the U.S. should not make a statement against the brutalization and harvesting of albinos in Africa for that very same reason.
Yeah. Like, Pauls are isolationist libertarians. They're a bit weird.
Yes, they are.
That reminds me, there's an election coming up in California that I have to do some work on, and I have to do it very carefully.
Okay, so we're done with the politics. Oh, wow, there's been like a whole talk going on here in the chat.
Oh my god, more people showed up. I thought it was just Sumit.
Yeah, but there's this person, Usuzi, as well. Hello, Usuzi! Yeah. Alright, well, now we're done with the politics. We're gonna move on to something fun to talk about. Google Duplex, what do you guys know about that?
It's apparently going to order me a lot of things against my will when I'm sleeping.
Not against your will, on your behalf, perhaps. So, for a while back, Google began its project WaveNet, which uses neural networks to make better text-to-speech engines, basically. Then what they did was they introduced the Smart Reply feature, which you might notice if you have an Android phone. You know, if you use the Gmail app, it'll perhaps put up a little thing in the bottom that says, hey, do you want to just send this as your Smart Reply? Which analyzes your emails and, you know, tries to give you a response that's fitting for what you would normally put to such a thing. The Google Duplex is an enhancement for a Google Assistant that they've been working on. And what it is that it will go ahead and make phone calls for you. So I'm going to play you a little bit of that. And I wish I had had the forethought to pipe this into the workflow so you guys can hear it. But I'll do the time-honored and true method of turning my speakers up and pointing them vaguely at the microphone.
Oh, so, no.
Take a listen to this. There we go. Yeah, here we go. Ready?
How can I help you? Hi, I'm calling to book a women's haircut for a client. I'm looking for something on May 3rd. Sure, give me 1 second. Sure, what time are you looking for around? At 12 p.m. We do not have a 12 p.m. available. The closest we have to that is a 1:15. Do you have anything between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m.? Depending on what service she would like.
So that was a Google Duplex. There's another example here with a male voice, which we can kind of. I think it's actually coming out of my rear speakers.
Hi, I'd like to reserve a table for Wednesday the 7th.
For 7 people?
It's for 4 people.
4 people? When?
Next Wednesday at 6 p.m.
Oh, actually, we reserve for like after like 5 people. 4 people, you can come.
How long is the wait usually to be seated?
So that's the Google Duplex voice thing. Now, I think that's actually pretty cool. But apparently, were you guys able to hear that well enough?
Yeah.
Well enough, yeah.
Well enough. So, the way that they do, the interesting thing about that is that what they do is that the text-to-speech, it will go ahead and will put in all the sort of pauses and hms and ahs and speed changes and leaving words out and changing context mid-sentence and that sort of thing. And it is apparently, I mean, it's good enough that it carried on phone calls. It's meant to carry on phone calls pretty well. Seems to, anyways. Now, the worry about this is that people are saying that they're concerned that they want to know that the person they're talking to is a computer.
Yeah.
Wait, do you guys care about that at all?
I mean, it probably would be useful for it to identify itself. So.
Yeah, like identifying itself would probably be a good idea. But
so
I mean, not entirely.
You would want it to be like, "Hi, this is Google Assistant calling," or something like that.
Or even if it just identified itself with something like, "Hi, this is so-and-so's assistant."
No, that's what it does in the first call.
Oh, sorry, I mustn't have.
Yeah, no, it says. Let me play that back here.
Oh no, it says,
second.
"I'm trying to make an appointment for a client." I thought.
Hi, I'm calling to book a woman's haircut for a client.
I'm trying to book a woman's haircut for a client. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's not quite what I meant. I meant more like, "Hi, this is, this is John."
Joey Jojo Shabadoo's assistant.
Yeah, this is John's assistant, whoever's assistant. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, apparently this caused enough of a that question itself caused enough of a kerfuffle, if you would, that Google ended up responding and saying that. Well, let me read you this tweet here. There's a tweet. There's a tweet that was put out by this Zeynep Tufekci. Says Google Assistant making calls pretending to be a human, not only without disclosing that it's a bot, but adding ums and ahs to deceive the human on the other end, with the room cheering, and this is while watching the keynote apparently, is horrifying. Silicon Valley is ethically lost, rudderless, and has not learned a thing. That the many in Google did not erupt in utter panic and discuss at the first suggestion of this is incredible to me. What of Google's famed discussion boards? What are you all discussing if not this? This is horrible and obviously so wrong, so obviously wrong. Head desk. I feel that's a bit much.
It's a little dramatic, but
A bit. It's not like they're loading this up into the Boston Robotics robot and letting it walk about town, you know.
But it could.
But it could. Dun,
And
dun,
letting
dun.
it walk about town and do what? Make hair appointments.
Pick up dry cleaning. I don't know.
Rolls up just like, "Hey man, I'd like to book a hair appointment." You don't have any hair.
No, realizing its failure, it's going to walk outside to the I was about to say the nearest payphone, but I can't remember the last time I've seen a payphone.
Oh, actually, this is a complete side note, but
Yeah.
what a lot of places in both the suburbs here and also you see them dotted around in the cities. That I've seen quite a few in Melbourne as well.
Mm-hmm.
And Sydney for that matter. But we took all of the payphone booths because we used to have all the payphone booths around like you used to do when we were growing up.
Right.
But all of the payphone booths, they've mostly ripped out the payphones. I think there's still a few around. And all of the payphone booths are now basically little free Wi-Fi stations.
Really? So I thought you were going to say there were cell phone privacy booths.
Oh, that's cool.
No. They're not full-length booths like you used to see, like with the police boxes in the UK, with the telephone boxes, sorry, in the UK. I was watching Doctor Who recently, don't judge me.
Why would we judge you, Joe?
Or the New York style, like, glass boxes. They weren't those.
Right.
It was kind of like a waist level, just three-sided shroud kind of thing around the payphone.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But all those got converted into Wi-Fi hotspots now, and some of them still have payphones in them.
Neat. But to that sort of that tweet, which is endemic of the controversy that has been started around this. Quote, we understand and value the discussion on Google Duplex. As we've said from the beginning, transparency in technology is important. We are designing this feature with disclosure built in and will make sure the system is appropriately identified. What we showed at I.O. was an early technology demo, and we look forward to incorporating feedback as we develop this into a product.
Prepare
what a bummer.
If they cared that much about transparent technology, they should have kept working on Google Glass.
Bum.
Sorry, not sorry.
No, it's fine. I kind of want the Microsoft whatchamacallit.
Cortana? The thing that you are apparently the only person on the planet other than Taylor Swift who uses?
No,
the
HoloLens.
The HoloLens. That's what I want.
I want that.
Yeah,
I want that.
I'm a fan of augmented reality.
Yeah.
Virtual reality.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I love the Microsoft Home with my Lenovo Explorer, but that's a whole different kettle of fish.
I don't have any VR at all.
Well, neither do I. But like I said, I'd rather have augmented reality probably than VR, just because you sweat less. Because it's less all over you.
This airflow. Well, actually, the Lenovo Explorer, I never had the same problem I had with the Gear VR, where the lenses fog up. So either they put some really nice anti-fog coating on those lenses, or they got something smart happening in there. Apparently, according to Susie, in Iceland, there are no payphones wherever. Oh, in Iceland, there are apparently no payphones. So,
Iceland is a nice place. I very much enjoyed the last time I visited.
Susie says, as for a client that does not tell anyone anything, this is scary. We should always have control over the AI, and the AI should be programmed to let you know it is an AI. So, okay. There was an anime that me and Erica watched. Was
it the
reviewed
Terminator?
No, not Terminator. As part of 52 films, which was way too ambitious, and we never had a hope or a prayer of getting that done. I think it was called Time of Eve. And the main thing was that they had robots, house servant kind of robots. And there was this cafe that the robots would sneaky go over to. And in the cafe, as opposed to the rest of the world, they did not have to display this sort of holographic ring above their heads that would indicate that they're robots. And the whole contention of the film is that if robots don't have to tell you they're robots, and you don't know they're robots, will you treat them as people?
The robots are cops.
Well, there was a robot cop.
Wait, so if you ask the robot cop if he's a robot cop, does he have to tell you that he's a robot cop?
No, because the rules of the cafe says that there is no distinction between robots and humans, which tacitly makes it so that robots have to hide that they're robots if you don't already know.
Huh.
Yeah. It's a really good movie. I really do recommend it. It's called Time of Eve. It was released in 2010.
Yeah, I think there's like a movie version of it, and then there's like a 6 or 8 episode.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, the movie version. Which is basically all the parts compiled into one thing.
Where can you get it? Crunchyroll, High Dive,
where did I watch
Amazon.
Now I'll have to look that up. Somebody keep talking.
Oh, jeez.
I don't remember.
I feel like it was
Crunchyroll.
on
Oh, it's on Crunchyroll. Nice.
Yeah, it's probably Crunchyroll.
Yeah, it's on Crunchyroll. It's pretty great. You should watch it. You have to be a premium member to watch all the episodes, but you can watch the first one for free. So.
Also, you should subscribe to High Dive because it is best.
And
I keep on seeing that. And I'm like, man, I should just, get on that.
And they have an actual competent web player as opposed to Crunchyroll's Flash-based fucking ancient nonsense.
Is it still Flash-based?
It is. Everything on Crunchyroll is still Flash-based.
And it
oh shoot! Oh well, that's it. I'm signing up for High Dive. They have K on. I don't care anymore. That's it.
Yeah, they have K on. They have Wizard Barristers, which admittedly has less barristers and more wizards than I would like. But
I keep on having to summon in my head what barristers mean.
Yo,
they've got Initial D Awakening, they've got Food Wars, they've got Legend of the Galactic Heroes if you've got a spare 6 months, they've got Chiafuru.
They got Aura Battle.
So anyways, back to the AI.
We're looking at anime. We're like, anime AI.
Anime.
Can I have an anime? Can Google give me an anime AI?
That way is a dangerous path, my friend.
Bixby is actually just a... Fuck off, Bixby. That AI assistant, what is on Samsung phones, is actually an anime girl person, probably.
It's real. I think it. I like it better than I like the Google Assistant. I feel like it's far more useful, personally.
I have no strong feelings one way or the other because I literally have both that person and also the other one from the company with G.
The other one from the company.
I just realized that since I had my phone unlocked, now they're both listening for it, so if I say their names, it's going to be fucking annoying.
Do you have... What? Oh, Susie says, also, what do you guys think? Is it connected to the CIA, FBI, and all other organizations we all know? Probably, I mean, through the illegal wiretapping, but I don't think it's through another. I don't think it's got like a direct line, if that's what you're asking.
Well, maybe yours doesn't.
Or maybe yours doesn't. If anyone's gonna have it, it's gonna be mine.
I don't know.
No, I mean just by the nature of living in the U.S.
I'm a foreign national who knows about explosives and has threatened to blow things up multiple times.
I wonder if the Google Assistant, you can give it like a typed command after it's already learned like your voice patterns, right? So, but you just give it like a typed, like, hey, I need you to make this. So then you wouldn't necessarily identify you by your voice. Or what if you had two Google Assistants and you told...
I don't know.
And you had the one Google Assistant train the other Google Assistant.
No. That's a bad idea. Because what you end up with is the two AIs talking to each other in their own encrypted, made-up language. I say this because it has happened.
Scott Johnson, stop trying to bootstrap sentient AI.
The sentient AI is only interested in scheduling people's hair appointments.
That's its utility function. Number of hair appointments scheduled.
The Earth becomes a dead planet covered in skeletons with immaculate hair.
Well, scheduled, not necessarily attended. An infinite number of calendars.
But anyway...
Hair appointments every day.
Actually, just to jump back a step, Scott, with B-Dog, we'll call it that. For minor victim sex. With B-Dog, the fantastic assistant, you can actually program in custom responses to a bunch of stuff, and I'm pretty sure you can with Siri and G Assistant as well. G Assistant for the religious among us.
G-Dog.
G-Dog, yes. And since none of us have an Apple phone, we can just say Siri.
Yeah, Siri. There you go.
Wait a minute. I have an Apple phone.
S-Dog.
But... Oh, man. Yeah, that's that would be interesting.
I do only have one complaint about that B-Dog, though, is that they put the button for it exactly opposite the fucking power button.
Yeah.
So whenever I go to hit the power button, it compresses the phone against the palm of my hand and starts up B-Dog. I'm like, no.
No, for me, the problem is when I'm going to go, use it like first time in the morning, my eyes are kind of still bleary, and I have the phone the wrong way around. So I'll hit the power button instead of the Bixby button instead of the power button. So.
I mean,
well, that got quiet.
Yeah. Well, I was just kind of
as opposed to right now, which is not quiet.
Joke, and it failed.
Yes, it did. So I personally don't have a problem with the AI assistant not identifying itself as an AI.
Is it gonna have your voice, or is it gonna have like a default?
No, it's gonna have a stock voice.
Oh, okay, so it can't have like Barack Obama order my phone.
Excuse me. I would like to place an order for some pad thai, please. Gotta get it ordered from my man. Turbo.
Does the AI understand the importance of pad thai?
Do AIs dream of electric noodles?
What level of spicy can I order this pad thai for? Does not compute.
But please rate the spiciness of your pad thai on a scale from 1 to 100.
Yeah.
All right, I think we've reached the end of this. All right, folks. That is it then for this week. You can catch me and Triba next Tuesday where we do the last bit of Hustle Cat. It's going to be great. We have Acceptable Vices Friday, next Friday.
Don't sound so overjoyed.
Yeah. Aren't you enjoying?
No, it's just I'm trying to think of what's going on because I actually have a convention next weekend. Not this coming, but next weekend. I'm going to Comic-Con Revolution in Ontario, California. Yeah, actually, I think the only thing I have out there is on Sunday. I'm doing Steven Universe Live. Woo! My panel is being presented by Anime Los Angeles. I'm part of their group of panelists coming in to CCR this year.
Get them to bring me in.
I keep on nudging them about it, but a plane ticket from Australia is a tough sell. Honestly, I don't think they'd have a problem giving you a room, and room and badge. It's the plane ticket that's the issue.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. I mean, it's not cheap.
No. Not cheap. And then June 1st through 3rd, I'm going to be at Anime Kanji in San Diego. I'm going to be one of the guests. There's actually a lot of other really good guests there this year, including Leah Sargent, who's great. Do you guys know who Leah Sargent is?
Nope.
Not off the top of my
She
head.
voiced Dorothy in Big O, Chun-Li in Street Fighter, Judy in Cowboy Bebop, Millie in Trigun, Chun-Li in Street Fighter, Judy in Cowboy Bebop, and all the Tachikomas.
Oh.
Yeah. She's also has director credits in The Big O, Perfect Blue, Outlaw Star, and she co-directed the video game Dot Hack, and she co-directed Trigun. The voice acting for it is pretty great. She is such a nice person. We got to hang out for a while before ALA this year. She's really great. Kyle A. Bear is going to be there. Ezra Weiss is going to be there. That's pretty cool. All right, so that's that, and so we will see you guys on. Me and Sherbo will see you guys on Tuesday. Tuesday. Cheeseburger.
All right, I'm down.
What? Haven't you seen Claudia with a Chance of Meatballs?
No, actually.
Really? You should. No. It's actually pretty good.
Okay. I will try and remember.
Cheeseburger. All right, good night, everybody.
Good night. And remember, no Avengers died under the Obama